What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. Hype. So, every little thing she does, it's on their mind. When Asha says something, people listen and they react. So, another internal memo pops up, and it says something about blah 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 tough decisions regarding investments and hardware decisions. I think that was the piece. I was looking for the actual quote, but I don't think that's out there. I think it was kind of a secondhand reporting from the leak or whatever. So I'm not sure what the actual verbiage was, but that's what I believe it was. Now, people are taking that to mean a whole bunch of everything. Like, oh, there's going to be layoffs. Oh, they're taking exclusives away. Or, oh, they're doing exclusives, but they're taking away day one in the Game Pass. Oh, blah, 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 right? And I'm like, why don't y'all wait? I mean, look, Asha's been in there for 3 months about, right? And everything she's said so far, like the things that she has done, reflect exactly what she said, right? She hasn't lied. She hasn't said some smooth speak so that she can get away with something, or, you know, oh, I didn't say that. This is what I said. You know, she's saying it in plain English so that you understand. You know, that's how you want the people's in charge to communicate, because communication needs to be clear. Just because you say the words or say words, some words, doesn't mean they were the right words in the right order to exude or propagate or promote comprehension, which is very difficult in the area and arena and environment of Twitter. And Donkey Unicorns and Ponies, just be honest, they have smooth brains because they are ponies and donkey. I mean, the fact that they're ponies and Donkey Unicorns, smooth brains. So whatever. Let's just wait and see. Okay, that's what we gotta do. See what they do, and then be like, okay. Another thing, Matt Booty said that they're going to put the logos on games that are multi-plat on the showcase, and I'm like, sure, but all things being equal, that's not equal. You're being generous to PlayStation because they don't do the same. If they did the same, no argument. It'd be all good in the hood, but that's not how they're playing the game. So you're following a different set of rules that are not advantageous to you, to Xbox. That's your choice. You should probably change that. Just saying. Or make the PlayStation logo real small. You say it's on there. Can't see. But yeah, that's once again that's neither here nor there. Maybe there's 1 or 2 games that'll be going to PlayStation, and then everything else is not PlayStation. So there you go. I don't think it's a big deal, but every little thing, you know, either helps or hurts. So, you know, if you want to add them all up, I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think it's a deal breaker, but, you know, we'll see. There's more important things that need to be dealt with opposed to that. What I did want to address was some comments in last video, which was, I said something about DEI. And I totally forgot. I think it was Concord, in reference to Concord or something. I don't remember what the game was. I think it was Concord. But people in the chat like, why are you blaming DEI? I'm sorry, I forgot who had said it. But why are you blaming DEI for this and that, blah, 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 blah. Now, when I don't even remember how I actually said it. But here's what I meant. I mean, I meant what I said. But here's what I meant. I didn't mean to blame DEI. I meant to just kind of state the fact that that's what the feeling is, if you will. Like, a lot of people are really against DEI. Now, I'm not per se, but it's not being promoted, or it's not being used in, I guess, the most virtuous way. It just feels like sometimes it's being forced when that generally doesn't work. It has to be like accepted in a way that is understood and fair, and I mean, not even fair. That's not even like, it's hard to articulate these things because of the racist nature of the world, but specifically the US. Super racist. our whole institution, our whole society over here is built off of racism. So, you take that, it's just a fact. I mean, I've seen it firsthand. Been a not a victim. I wouldn't consider it a victim, but I've been involved in racist situations where it could have went real wrong for me. Didn't, but still. And it's that's just something that you have to kind of navigate through life when you're this complexion. It goes both ways, but once again, from like back in the day, it was called affirmative action. Now it's DEI, whatever. And the thing is, it's like the Sweet Baby Inc., I think it was called, whatever, and all these entities. It's like, okay, yeah, that's a good idea to promote the diversity and inclusion and all. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. It sounds good, but how it has become a bad thing, I don't understand. Well, I can understand because a lot of racist people still run stuff and they don't like it and blah, blah, blah. So that's how that works. But inherently, it's not a bad thing. And so like what's her name? Tatiana, what's her face? That's in, she was in The Last of Us season 2. I just found out, well, not found out, but I think I mentioned it in my Peru videos, that because I was watching Uncharted the movie. Don't ask me why, because I know why, because it was the only English thing to watch in Peru. But she's in that too. I was like, oh, that's her. That's her. And she's really, I'm gonna say she's very beautiful. She's a very beautiful woman. I would be like, yo, that beautiful. No hair, still beautiful. You fine when you ain't got no hair and you still fine. Come on, son. But anyway. But her politics aside, that's not even. But I totally lost my train of. Anyway, but yeah, so and like her being in the game, it's really I don't. That's not why I'm like turned off from the game. It's like, what's the game? First of all, they didn't show what the game. Then they say, oh, it's gonna be like a roguelike and blah blah blah. It's gonna be like Dark Souls or a Souls-like or Elden Ring. I'm like. Okay, I mean, I don't play those games anyway, so I mean, is that how? Because that's what Neil says. Like, I was inspired by Elden Souls, Dark Ring, all those games. I'm like, okay. I like the Porsche ship. That was cool. Was it a Porsche ship or a Lamborghini? It was a Porsche ship, right? Oh, it was Porsche, right? I think it was Porsche. Anyway, I don't know, man. And they got some good stuff. They got Camille Anjanani. He's in it. I'm like, yeah, he's cool. I like him too. So look, honestly, I mean, gameplay, if it's solid, it's cool. Honestly, if the story is good, then it'll probably be a banger, because that's all they kind of judge these games on. It's like, oh, it's gonna be a cinematic gameplay type of game, cinematic movie game. So if the cinematic part is that tight and good and people like it, then gameplay doesn't have to be that good. That's just how it is over PlayStation land. We make movie games all the time. They should probably make that a series. Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. Doesn't that sound like it sounds like a movie, don't it? Anyway, but like the whole DEI conversation. Once and for all, I'm set the record straight. Yeah. I wish it wasn't the way it is, but it is, because it's just how it is, and it doesn't make sense, because if you go back in the history of video games, some of the best games have female protagonists or have black protagonists or whatever, and so there's no need. Honestly, there's no need to. Know what I'm trying to figure out? I'm like, how did like Sweet Baby Inc. and all these things, how do we even know about? Like, we never knew about the consultant agencies of games. Like, who knew that? We knew like, oh, this person used to have a podcast, or they used to be and now they're a consultant. That's all, right? That's it. Like Shuhei, he's a consultant for like indie games or something now. Okay, sure. But like the DEI part, it's like, how did that even come? My theory is that there was a hater, one of these haters that hate DEI. They went and then they wanted to expose them, and then they did, and I was like, all right, but did they make the games bad? I don't think so. Like, if you look at all the games, the problem with the DEI whole situation, not the movement itself, there's nothing wrong with it, but people are trying to ascribe a negative connotation to the games that have any type of flavor, and that's the problem, because it's not the games that have, let's just say DEI, right? Let's just say that the games that are inclusive, they're not bad because they're inclusive. They're bad because the writing sucks, the characters suck, it's a bad game. So you can't blame inclusion because the game is whack. Like Spider-Man 2, right? Spider-Man 2, not as good as Spider-Man 2018. Why? Not because Mary Jane got powers. That is no. Well, actually, I mean the writing. Maybe they were like, okay, we gave Mary Jane a little bit too much power. Maybe that's what made it not so good. Sure. Is that an influence of inclusion? Not necessarily. If they were true to the comics, see, you know what? I gotta do my research. I can't say. I'm talking about the original Mary Jane stuff, like that was in. I don't even know when Mary Jane came around, because I was collecting in the 80s and 90s, like the late really the early. I'm thinking now. Wait a second. Early 80s, late 80s, early 90s. So I don't know when Mary Jane was. I mean, she's been in it for a minute. So, but you know, the arcs weren't all like crazy. I think they got married at some point around there. Didn't she die? Who killed her? I don't remember. It's whatever. But it's like they and honestly, I'm gonna be real. The attitudes that the devs, I think it was Endahar, whatever his first name is, I can't remember. He was a real piece of. He was a Richard, if you will, with his responses. It's like, if you don't like it, you can just suck my nuts. So I forgot what he said. He didn't say that, but I was like, damn, that's rude. I mean, you want people to play your game or something? You better not piss people off. I mean, he doesn't care, so whatever. And that's a whole nother problem. But if you're a good person, right, and you're making a game and you say, I wanted to include this person, or I wanted to I mean, there's a part of like creativity where a lot of the times, like the Odyssey, let's do a quick tangent about inclusion in the Odyssey. Now, the Odyssey is getting flack because they changed the races of some of the characters. Like Joan of Arc is what's her face from Black Panther. I think that's who she is, right? Yeah. And then and like, wait, was Joan of Arc black? Or I don't think she was, but I could be wrong, because you know how they be like, yeah, Jesus was white. Like, Jesus was from where? And he blue-eyed, blonde hair? How'd that work? How did Jesus, blonde hair, blue eye, come out of the Middle East? Explain it. I don't know. So, you know, that's whatever. And that's one thing. The other thing is, what was it? Achilles. I think it was Achilles, right? Is it Achilles? I think it's Achilles. Is played by Elliot Page, who used to be Ellen Page. So I'm like, okay, he's supposed to, first, if Elliot was tall and big muscles, I'd be like, all right, he's a warrior. But I'm probably bigger than Elliot. I'm not big, not tall. I'm not, you know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna say nothing more. But yeah, I'm like, wait, you a warrior? And then you kind of like, just like, psh, I don't know. But yeah, that's where inclusion is like, okay, I mean, you're artistic and you get the best actor for the job, not looking at race. But then it's like, if you want to be, I mean, I guess you don't want to be accurate, so that's fine. It is a fictional, it's a fantasy story, so sure. But I don't know. I don't take away the right for creators to do whatever the hell they want. That's on them. But they have to realize that there will be consequences and repercussions for your decisions. I'm not saying that those decisions were wrong. They could have been the best decisions. You know, it's like, I don't know, casting what's his name, Christian Bale as Batman. You know, Christian Bale has a speech impediment, right? He has a lisp. He has a really thick lisp. It's like he's got the bottom. He's got a lisp. If you watch a lot of his younger stuff, what was the first movie he was in? Empire of the Sun, I think he was in. He was a little boy. But you know, inclusion. You got to include the list people, the mouthily disabled. That's not right. The lingually disabled, the linguistically disabled. Is that right? I don't know, but I mean, lisps can be charming, I guess, and they can be annoying too. Like Oliver, what's his face on Digital Foundry? Oh my god, he's got freaking 12 donuts in his mouth every time he talks. Anyway, I'm sorry. But at least he's got that ASMR going on for the anyway. But yeah, DEI, like I said, I don't have a problem with it. And somebody said $5. I bet you $5 that he's MAGA. I think they were talking about me. I don't know. Maybe they're talking about somebody in the chat. But if you're talking about me, no. I would say most definitely not. You see my, no. I may be old, but I still remember when Trump. I still remember when Back to the Future Part 2 and Biff became president, and they literally basically based it off of if Trump became president, and this was what happened. Not that that's, I mean, that was like fictional, and then it became, and I was like, oh, okay. Now Back to the Future is predicting the future. So we're gonna have flying trains. I was gonna say flying planes. Anyway, DI is, the sentiment is good. It just went awry somewhere, and I think Asha Sharma needs to go and fix DI. After she fixes Xbox, then they need somebody to fix that. It's like woke and DEI. I'm like, woke started off as a pro anti-discrimination, a pro kind of a, I don't know if it was pro black specifically, but it was like pro, yeah, don't be a Richard type of thing when it comes to race and all that stuff. And it's really about the systemic racism in the society and everything else. Like if you go to get a loan, like if I go to get a loan, just me, they'd be like, yeah, nah, bro, or they give me a higher interest rate and all that stuff. But I used to be married to a lighter skin complexion person, let's just say that, and she was the first one through the door, and I'm like sitting in the corner, I'm waiting online to get my check, and so she go and get it, and I was like, psych, I gotcha, give me that good interest rate. You gotta do tricks like that, got it. But that didn't work out. Needless to say, one day I'll go through all it. Nah, I probably won't ever go through. Anyway, yeah, it exists, it's here, it sucks. And part of it, getting back into like the music part of being an artist, I've been watching a bunch of videos about hip hop, right? And it's a lot of my like 90s artists and stuff that are hating on what's now, basically, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, mumble rap isn't really a thing that much anymore. People have kind of worked on their diction, I guess. But I was listening to everybody. I was listening to Rakim, I was listening to Raekwon, I was listening to like all these cats, and they were like, I mean, they're not really saying anything. Hip hop, as far as the culture goes, is about the message. It's about, I mean, you got to be good. You got to have a nice flow and a nice voice, nice timbre and all that stuff. But message wise is important. If you're not saying anything, that's like, first thing is like the beat is hot and the flow is hot, yeah. And then you go back and listen to it again, you listen to the words. And if the words are trash, it's not gonna last. That's what's up. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of true. And I don't know where that tangent went, but it's just kind of like, I guess I can correlate it as far as your art, whether it's video games, whether it's whatever your decisions are made, it has to be good. If it's a good game, then if it's a female, if it's a black or white person, it doesn't matter because it's good. That's it, and that's all. It's like I was watching Invincible. I finally finished Invincible. The ending was like, yo, I was like, what? But it's like a super male fantasy type of show. Or I never read the comic, but just based off of what the show was, right? And there were female characters. There were strong female characters. Not all of them. Like Mark's mom, she's just a lady, but she was strong. Most of the time, she was strong. She was brave, and it's not like they said, okay, we gotta make Mark's mom a strong female archetype or something. She's a regular human. She could get squashed by all of these Viltrumites. You know what I'm saying? Viltrumites come through, and those lady Viltrumites, man, they were sometimes worse than the dudes, because they were like, they didn't care. They were pulling hair and ripping people in half. I was like, damn. The dudes were everybody was diesel, but the females were like, hey, she look good. And so I'm like, everybody's strong. Naming the kids was equal opportunity destruction. And like how they set it up, it's like, oh, okay, you understand the structure of their society. So there was no real discussion about DEI in Invincible. If there was, I missed it. If it was, let me know in the comments. But I'm just saying, like, how they set it up, how they told the story, how they introduced the characters, what the characters were, their roles within the greater story. There was a gay couple, right? I was like, that's crazy what happened to dude. And then he was basically, and then they changed and they fixed him and he was back. And I was like, that's why. I wasn't even thinking about the fact that it was the two dudes in the I didn't care. I was like, man, what they did to him, man. I was like, and that's where the story and the elements and the scenarios and the circumstances and all those things supersede all these other, not fictitious, but just facades that are there, whatever color, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like Mark was dating the black girl at first. Were they in high school, or they were just in college? I think he just started college. He's dating a black girl. And then was he friends? I think she was friends with Eve. I think. I don't remember. But yeah, so like, who cares? Nobody cares. I was like, oh snap, Mark's getting, yeah, go get it. That wasn't DEI. It was just like, yeah, okay, shoot, that's what's up. So yeah, man, it's just like, unfortunately, it's just kind of how societally, how like some parts of the media try to shape a narrative, whether it's trying to shape how the greater public perceives us, or African Americans, or Asians, or whatever race, or whatever you want to slide into it. Depending on the era, of course, it was different back in the days, but way back in the days, it was different, a different type of different, but still different. But it's still all the same, right? It's like, and then all that bleeds into the predispositions of certain people. Like if you're a racist, like racism, part of it is learned and part of it is kind of inherited through DNA. But it doesn't necessarily have to be something that is nurtured, if you will. Like if you have a race, like my grandmother was a bigot. She was unapologetically bigot and very religious, but a bigot. She did not like voodoo or none of that stuff. And I'm like, why are you okay? Okay. Voodoo is voodoo, but I don't hate it. I'm like, that's just something that's part of their culture. What's wrong? And I think part of it also is the lack of education, because she did not have a formal or proper or elaborate, I don't know if that's the right word, education. She was not educated. She is dead, obviously, and yeah, she lived. What can you say? Some people just are not nice. I give her props, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here. At the same time, you gotta try to not be a Richard. You gotta try not to be a dick. At least try. But sometimes it doesn't work out because of one thing or another. But yeah. So yeah. If there's anything else y'all guys want to comment on the DEI stuff that I might have overlooked or understated or whatever, let me know in the comments below. I'm saying, we here to talk, mainly about how Sony sucks. But I'm just saying, we had to talk about video games, all the things that encompass video games, the movement that make. I mean, mainly the games. I mean, honestly, I saw the Modern Warfare 4 trailer today. Oof. Yo, I should probably do a whole separate video about that, but I'm gonna just say it right now real quick. That, I know it was a cutscene, but still, that look, and that's all the little parts of the game, man, I'm like, it feels like a good game, if that makes sense. It's like, it doesn't feel like a parody of, like, I think Black Ops 6 was kind of like, not the A-Team, but it was kind of A-Team adjacent, not A-Team, because that's comedy, but it felt like just a band of, guys, and you put them all together, not guys, guys and gals, put them all together, and they do crazy missions together, and wee-hoo, right? But this one was like, I think they're in Korea, or South Korea, or whatever Korea, they're in there, I think it's Korea, and they're like, we gotta go to the convenience store, get some beepity boops for this guy. And I was like, and then the thing's blowing, and I was like, this is crazy. And then freaking Price versus Ghost. I was like, what? And I heard people say, oh man, that reminds me of Master Chief versus Locke. And I'm like, here's the problem with that comparison. The premise of Master Chief versus Locke is good. They just didn't do it right. They just like, nope. Because basically what it is like, it's like Iron Man versus Captain America. And so I think what did Ghost say? Ghost said you went against the code or something like that. So, and I guess Price had to do something that he had to do in order to do the right thing. I don't even know, And so when you see like the gray areas and you say, okay, who's the bad guy? None of them are bad. One is following orders, one's following the code, and one had to break the code in order to save a kitten or something. I don't know what it is. I'm just saying that it could be interesting. We just got to see what are the circumstances, what's the story, how does that all work out? You know what I mean? And so we'll wait for that. But that look crazy. PlayStation ain't got nothing like that, bro. We're gonna see in a couple of days what that Wolverine gonna be like. But I have zero confidence in PlayStation and Insomniac. I don't. Heretic Prophet, they better prophesize some good games. That's all they need to do, because they've been on a streak of horrible games. Horrible. What was the last game they put out? That was trash? Soros. Oh yeah, sorry for Soros. No. And that's like one game that's coming out. Maybe there's two games. Two games coming out this year. And it's a trash flop. And Marathon's trash flop. There's a reason why they say, oh yeah, we've always been relying on third party, because y'all are sucking right now. If they were on top of the world with all their first party jam, they wouldn't be saying that. Come on, son. They try to save face or whatever. But anyway, I'm sorry. A little bit of a tangent, off of the tangent. But yeah, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 looks like a banger. I might buy that one. I might have to scoop and buy that one. Maybe I'll use my Microsoft points to get a discount, because I don't have like 1,000 million like Boom does. That bro is crazy. He be surfing the web on Bing, like bing boom bing bing bing, getting them Microsoft dollars. But yeah. But anyway, I appreciate you hanging out. Like, subscribe. Hit that comment below. Let me know what you think about Modern Warfare 4 trailer. Crazy. DEI, if I missed anything, let me know. And Asha Sharma, her comments as far as tough decisions and all that stuff. Matt Booty with the logos. Once again, those are important, yes. Are they the most important? No. And what will be important is what she decides are going to be exclusives, and how many there are, and how successful they are when they go over. Like the games that go over to PlayStation, how successful they are. And also, like, here's the thing, right? This is one thing that they can do that would ease it a little bit. Like if there's a PlayStation logo on whatever, Fable or whatever, right? And it was delayed to February. I think we just saw it today. make it a timed exclusive. Like, yeah, it's not an exclusive, but it's timed exclusive. So anything that goes to PlayStation would be a timed exclusive, unless it's a games of service game. Multiplayer games. Then you say, okay, we need all the people. But when it's a single player game, timed exclusive, make it timed exclusive. Period. Just do that. That way, we feel like we're getting something of exclusivity, something. They have to wait. If they can't wait, buy it on Xbox. Buy it on Xbox, or buy it on PC. Play it on Xbox. Do all those things. But whatever. That would be cool. But we'll see. She's got some tough choices, like she says, to make. Not everybody's gonna be happy with everything she does. Even Tim Dog, I think he finally bowed out because of the logos, and I'm like, Tim Dog's back. Good. He's against Xbox. That means Xbox will succeed. Thank you, Mad Booty. He's smart. Mad Booty's like, no. First of all, we got to get Tim Dog off of our side because he is the curse. We gotta get that curse fool off. And then he said, yeah, we gonna put the logos back. And then Tim Dog's like, where? I can't believe they put in that on there. Oh, I'm sorry. It sounded like Adam Sandler. What was that? Anyway, I appreciate. I'm done. I appreciate. I'll talk to y'all on the next one. Till to wait.